Stuck, little girl? Are you stuck? Did you stand yourself up and now you can't get up or sit back down? Yeah, just smack it. That'll help. Are you mad? Because you don't know how to sit down yet? And you're sleepy. And you want that toy. Do you want help sitting down? What's up, beautiful people? Good morning. It is me, Hannah Field from Field Family Farm. And I just made my family some breakfast. We've already eaten it. I filmed a little bit of making it. Didn't really say anything because I was really tired and hadn't had my coffee yet. But I've had like 3 sips of my coffee and we've eaten breakfast and I've fed the chickens. So I'm ready to talk to you guys now. That's all it takes apparently. Feeding the coffee, feeding the chickens, drinking the coffee, eating the breakfast. There we go. Anyway, this morning I made scrambled eggs and a green leafy that we got in our Misfit Market box yesterday. We got our first ever Misfit Market box. It's super amazing if you are interested in feeding your family organic food, but you haven't quite figured out how to grow it yet, or you can't afford it from the supermarket, or whatever, like you don't have access to it because it's expensive, or you can't figure out how to grow it yet. Don't worry, I'm in the same boat. I tried to garden this summer and it didn't work, and I didn't have the motivation to put a fall garden in because I'm dealing with depression, but it's fine. I'm on meds, I see a therapist, we're fine. Anyway, all that to say, we got a Misfit Market box, and I'm really excited about it. We are getting it every other week. We're getting the bigger size box, and it's like 14 different kinds of produce, all organic, and it just depends on what they have, what's available seasonally. Anyway, we got this in our box yesterday, and I know what it is, but bonus points if you also know what it is. It's pretty, like, I feel like it's pretty easy. Even when I wasn't a gardener, I knew what this was. But guess this green leafy vegetable. I put that in our scrambled eggs this morning, and it was so good, and I have to go change a diaper. I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Got the diaper changed. Anyway, continuing on with Misfit Market. I knew what everything they sent me was except this. So, if you know what this is, can you tell me below in the comments, please? Like, is it a lettuce or a kale? Like, it has this, which makes me think it's some type of lettuce. Curly leaf romaine, maybe? Is that a thing? I don't know. I'm so confused. Anyway, I'm making a bean soup for dinner tonight because it's really cold. Like, the warmest it's gonna be is 10 o'clock this morning at like 48 degrees. And it just gets colder from there. So I'm making a soup, and I'm gonna put some of this in it, but I don't know what it is. Anyway, I will see you back when I start making my soup tonight. Alright, we're back. And I have to be honest, I really don't like when YouTubers say, I wish that I had smell-o-vision, because I'm like, well, you don't, and I can't smell what you're cooking. But I'm gonna be that person, and I wish y'all could smell this. It's so good. So in this pot, I've got about 3/4 of an onion, because the other part of it went soft, so I didn't want to put it in here. A whole butternut squash, like 5 cloves of garlic, some cinnamon, ginger, cumin, nutmeg, black pepper, and some cloves. I'm about to put some broth. I don't remember what kind. Let me just check that real quick. Alright, so I'm gonna put this whole thing of chicken bone broth in here. Organic, low sodium. We get our, like, these things at Aldi's because we enjoy them. And I don't raise my own chickens, so I can't make my own chicken broth yet. I'll put this whole thing in here. I think I already said that, but in case I didn't. I think I've said this before, but I don't measure anything. So I can't tell you how much this is gonna make. I'm hoping it'll be dinner for a couple of nights at least. And I don't know how long I cooked the onion and butternut squash. I turned this on as soon as I had the onion chopped up with butter in it. Put the onion in here. And then as I was chopping up the butternut squash, hold on, I have to sneeze again, I think. Just kidding, it went away. But as I chopped up the butternut squash, I just kind of threw it in here on top of this. And earlier today, I cooked my beans on like super low. Like, my stovetop doesn't have the numbers that go around it, but it would have been around like 2 or 3. I cooked it on there at that temperature for 2 hours probably. My nose itches. Anyway, and then I drained them, put them aside, and started on this after I started some bread in my bread maker. It's the first time I'm ever making my own bread in my bread maker. I've made my own bread, but not using the bread maker. I inherited this one from my grandma, and I have no idea if I'm using it right or not, so we'll see. Also, I wanted to take a minute and talk about this jar right here that you probably just saw on top of my coffee maker over there. I started a sourdough starter at the beginning of this whole pandemic. Yes, I was one of those people. And I am sad to say that it died. Thank you for participating in that moment of silence with me. This is a brand new starter. I started it today. Also, because Esther's eating this, we do baby-led weaning, so at 6 months, if they meet all the requirements, they start eating whatever we're eating. Not table scraps, but like, they eat what we eat, table food. We don't do the whole jarred, mushed up baby food. That's just not appealing to us. We did baby-led weaning with Aiden, and it worked super great. So we're gonna do it with her too. We actually are doing it with her. Hi. Hi. So because of that, I'm not putting any salt in this soup at all, because you're supposed to watch their sodium intake. So what we'll do is, if we think it needs salt when we're eating it, we'll just salt our own bowls instead of putting it in the soup to cook. And that's also why I grabbed the low sodium chicken bone broth, because of Esther. So I'm gonna actually put this lid on here and let this cook a little bit. I might add a little bit of something though. We'll see. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and record this right now before I forget. You don't have to use chicken stock broth, whatever it's called, bone broth. Don't have to use chicken bone broth. You can use veggie broth, you can use beef broth, you can use whatever broth you have. I don't have veggie broth. Hello. Would you like to say hi to the camera? To the people, to our friends on YouTube?
Yeah.
Say hi, people on YouTube.
Hi.
Look at mommy's phone.
Hi.
Hi. Good job. Love you. Nope. Okay. I'm using chicken broth because the beef broth that I have I'm saving for a later recipe. Don't mind my psychotic child. I'm drained, yo. I'm drained. Anyway, I have about this many northern beans that I soaked overnight and then cooked earlier today. I'll put those in a little bit. I'm gonna let this cook a little bit because I did cook those earlier. And then, like I said earlier this morning, I'm gonna chop this up. I still don't know what it is. I don't know if it's lettuce, if it's kale, what it is. If you know, tell me, please. I'm gonna chop this up and add it to the soup as well. But I am gonna go. I'm gonna let this cook. I'm gonna put a lid on it. It's on medium, probably like 5.5 if you have the numbers on your stovetop dial thingy. I'm gonna let that cook 20 minutes maybe. I don't time anything. I'm just like, oh, that looks like it's done, and then it's done. I probably piss off a lot of chefs. Anyway, this is gonna cook. I'm gonna add the other ingredients, and I'll bring you back when it's done.
To move it on.